Welcome back to another edition of Conscious Connections, where we explore soul centered conversations that awaken truth, inspire healing, and remind us of our divine power. I am your host, Dr. Deborah Carson, the founder of the Freedom Project. And listen, I love to sit down with beautiful souls who are transforming lives through their gifts, their stories, and their wisdom. And together we move beyond fear right into freedom, one conscious conversation at a time. And in this short 4 episode series, I've been sitting in sacred conversation with medicine women and men. I have one man that has joined us in the conversation who work in deep relationship with plant spirits as teachers and guides for healing, particularly across the emotional and psychological landscapes where fear, trauma, and disconnection has taken root. These conversations are not about substances or altered states. They are more about expanding our awareness and ancient healing and remembering, and also how plant intelligence, when approached with reverence and with proper guidance, can support nervous system regulation, embodied self awareness, and inner restoration. This is very important to me. This series is an invitation for us all to listen differently to the wisdom that emerges when you choose ancient healing rooted in safety rather than urgency. Today, I'd like to welcome back my sister, Gabrielle Blue. She is a life resilience coach, a medicine woman, a Reiki master, and a sound healer who holds grounded trauma informed spaces for Black and BIPOC healing. So, this is very specific. Gabrielle's work weaves sacred medicine, nervous system safety, ancestral wisdom, and embodiment, honoring healing as relational, cyclical, and a deeply human process. And so I am so glad. Welcome back to the show, beautiful. That's
Hello,
all
thank
of my.
you.
So glad to even sit with you. You know I love you. You got
Me
much
too.
love from the Fear to Freedom Project.
Thank you so much. I love being here. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
It's been a while. It's been like almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years because I look back at our interview
Yeah,
from the first time. And so I just want to catch the audience up, new audience, viewers, that
yeah,
like how we met. And I have been called to plant medicine.
mm,
And who would have thought? Because yeah, I had all of these reservations and fear and all of this stuff. And
mm,
so in my search, I stumbled upon a group that you were working with at that time, and then I got you, and you shared what this thing is all about, and
yeah,
so here we are, how relationship has grown. And so
yeah.
I want to
Love it.
ask you, like, how is healing relational? What does that mean?
Um, it really means that it's something that is very personal to every individual. And what I've learned just as going on my own healing journey, apart from being a facilitator or a medicine woman, like we all have a common thread. We all experience grief, we all experience pain, we all experience, these common feelings or emotions that kind of bond us as like human beings. And so what the medicine does is that it reminds us how connected we are while also really diving into how certain emotions or trauma experiences have affected you in your life. And
Mm.
so it's like a multifaceted type of technology. This medicine is a technology that really allows us to really, it's hard to explain, but it's hard
No,
to
but
explain until
you're
you've done
doing
the
great.
medicine.
Mm-mm.
But it really reminds you how bonded we are as humans, while also honoring your individual experience. And one, they both go hand in hand. I cannot be me living in this body without understanding how I am connected to you, how I am connected to my neighbor, my coworkers, the person from around the world who I haven't even met yet. We are all bonded in some way that is sometimes, oftentimes, it makes sense, hard to understand with all of the distractions and dust that is being kicked up in the world. And what this medicine does, and many medicines do, is they calm us all down and they help us to remember shit, we're actually all in this together. And
Yeah.
me going through my trauma or healing journey can actually help you, and your journey can help me. And then it's all one big beautiful ass circle.
Yes, it is, Gabrielle. You are
Yeah.
absolutely right. And, we have been taught to isolate, that every man is for themselves and
Yeah.
that survival for the fittest. So whoever is, the strongest person will survive. And
Mm.
what I've learned just in this short journey of sitting with plants, certain plants, that we are in this together. It is
Yeah.
community. We are one. We are nature. We are the plants. And so you are being called to be in right relationship with yourself first.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
with, the land and community. And so, yeah, it's just become a beautiful experience for me, just
Mm.
beginning. And I've been put in the space with beautiful medicine women like you
Yeah.
that are guiding me. I feel privileged. I really do because, I
We are
didn't know
learning
anything.
together.
Yeah, I know we're learning together. I know, and I appreciate that. I honor that because I bring so much wisdom to any relationship, so much joy, so much compassion
Yeah.
and understanding. I do. I am that person that is doesn't judge, but so like I do bring a lot. But in this space, in the space of plant medicine work, I was not
Mm.
very confident. And so I've been actually synchronicity has brought us together with
Yeah.
some other medicine men and women. And so I honor that and I'm so grateful for it. So I want to move right into, and the reason why, I'm saying to the audience that this particular series is so very important to me and for where whoever this lands with,
Mm.
that we have had so much trauma. We've been exposed to so many experiences that have not been palpable and that have left a lot of residue of beliefs and systems that aren't working for us, a lot of residue of fear and shame and doubt and, all the things. And so I just believe, and we've been taught this traditional this Western way of looking at healing is through medicine, through
Yeah.
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
It's not working. It's not working. And because I've worked in the field of, social work, psychology, mental health, mental awareness, and I still do, it's not working. I'm still presently assessing people for their mental health. And I cannot say, "Oh God, you need a ayahuasca ceremony or you need to sit with iboga." I can't say that. I can't suggest it. And I wanna know when will we, be able to suggest that. So, this is very important to me, this series, and so I wanna ask you, like, what happened in your personal journey when Mama Ayahuasca entered your awareness? What was going on with you personally at that time?
Yeah. Wow, this was the big shift. I think of my life in two large chapters when I'm thinking of timelines before my father passed and after my father passed. And so my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer God, in 2009, and, he was given 6 months to live, like 6 months, top max.
Wow.
And, yeah, like, he didn't believe it, and he was just like, "Fuck this, like, I feel fine." But then he also, didn't wanna go through, the regular Western medicine. He didn't wanna do chemo, he didn't wanna do any of that. He chose to do the naturopathic route, which allowed him to stay alive for 9 more years. So, I mean,
Wow.
he really was able
Yes.
to. Mama Ayahuasca wasn't talking to me until maybe a year or 2 before his passing. It's hard when you're watching someone you love, let alone your parents, um, uh, slowly cross over, slowly
Yes.
cross over. So, there was a lot of fear, and there was a lot of just, like, anger, not at him, just like God or whoever, like, what the hell? Like, all the things. And you just feel so sad because you can't do anything. Like, they're in pain. Like, you don't know what kind of conversations to have with your parents or people who are passing. You just kind of hold the space. And I didn't realize then I was learning how to hold the space. And then when he had passed, which to me seemed still, it seems sudden because in my mind, I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, he's beat this once, it came back. He beat it, he came back." So I just thought he was just gonna beat it and it was gonna be a happily ever after. So when he passed, yeah, that I spiraled. I mean, talking about a best friend foundation of, like, our household, like, I checked all the boxes that he laid out for us as, kids. It's great. And then when you realize that life totally changes once you lose a parent, like, you weren't really sure. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I don't know if I had a large desire to live. I thought, oh, he's passed, then I feel fine passing also. Like, I was really. I mean, if the veil was thin, I was really knocking on the edge of it. I was kind of poking the hole. Like, I was
Yeah.
really not in a good space. And I tried therapy. I tried, of course, I'm smoking all the weed I can. I'm like, I'm gonna do all the shit. I'm like, how can I?
Yeah.
That was not working. And then I realized my mom actually came to visit me in San Diego, where I live, and we were watching this documentary about ayahuasca. And as soon as we finished watching it, I looked at her and I'm like, I got to go do that. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing that I need. And she's just like, yeah, you would be the person that go deep into the jungle to do this kind of shit. And yeah, that's when the call was very clear. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I didn't know where I was going to go, but the research started. And so, yeah, I researched for about a year and a half. And then I finally found a group that I felt very safe with. I talked with facilitators. It felt very aligned. And of course, it's expensive, at the time, and sometimes still very much is. Being the only Black person in a healing space with white people,
Mm.
and it
Mm.
was expensive, but I said, "Listen, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there." And when the call is clear, all the pathway will also become clear. Things will just start to land. I was actually offered the ceremony for free after talking to facilitators. They're just like, "Yeah, girl, just come, just come."
Wow.
So I went, and that it was grief. It was grief that really made the call of Mama Ayahuasca very clear, because I don't think I've ever been that low. I've never been that deep in sorrow before. And so there's a lot of silence in that grief. And so your senses are on. You're just listening for anything that can help. And it was just a very subtle call of just like, you need to totally shift what you've been doing. Yeah. And at the time, I firmly believed if I do this medicine, I am going to connect with my father. I just knew it. I knew it. And all of those things were absolutely true. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what so is ayahuasca the only plant that you've ever sat with?
Now, being in this, uh, being in this field of work, yeah, I've sat with. many other plant medicines. I'm a facilitator of many plant medicines. And it's one of those things where, as soon as I did my first ceremony, it was very clear to me in that ceremony that this is where I need to be working. And the amount of clarity and transformation and peace and just like relief that I felt just in one ceremony, I was just like, oh my God, do other Black people know about this? This
Right,
is
right, exactly. Yeah,
wild. I told my family about it, and they were, of course, us. They're just like, ugh, all right, girl, do your thing. But I think they needed to see, like, we like to see the proof sometimes,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
when things are very new. So they started to see the shift in my life that I was so much better, very clear, very focused. They saw the transformation in me, so I didn't have to like sit down with them and sell it.
Mhm.
They just knew. And so, my mom was just like, "Yeah, I'm going with you." Like, I mean, it's not like now my whole family's doing it, but at
Yeah.
this point, my whole family is open to doing it. And,
Mm.
coming from a very, Southern Christian background, that's not the kind of stuff that we grew up talking about or doing. That's
Mhm.
of the devil, all the things, blah blah. But it's as Black and brown people, I'm gonna speak to me and
Yeah,
my family and my community. We need to remember who we are and
yeah.
where we came from and the ancestors that are still very much present. Like we
Yes.
have, I don't want to say the closest connection, but my goodness, I'm talking about who can call on some ancestors? Black
And
folks.
they show up. Here's the thing, to the they show up.
They show up and they don't show up in like this scary ghost woo woo,
No. Mm.
haunting shit. It's no, it's they show up in a way that works for you.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
They show up in a
So
way that works for you, and whatever way that is.
and that's what I love about it. So, what have the plant spirits taught you that you didn't learn somewhere else?
That I got everything I need. I don't need to look outside of myself for not one damn thing.
Yes.
Not one damn thing. Like I don't
Boom.
need to wait on anybody to do the shit that I want to do. I don't need to
Mhm.
wait. I can do all of this stuff. I can create this life that I want. And I think through life, especially being Black in America, we've always been told that we gotta work twice as hard and we gotta do all this stuff. And that shit's not true. Like
Yeah, it's
as soon
bullshit.
as
It's
you
bullshit.
remember who you are and what you're capable of, you're gonna watch your life become so much easier and things are just gonna start to open up for you in ways that is super hard to explain. And even when you're living in it and you're being aware of, okay, this is happening, you're almost kind of in awe, just like, wow, 10 years ago, this shit would have been mad hard, super hard for me to do, get this job that I want or start this business that I want or, repair a relationship. Like all of this kind of, it just works itself out because you now have the knowledge, the confidence in yourself, like the knowing and just the spiritual backing that's always been there. You're just
Yeah.
activated. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's
Yeah.
a really good point. It gives you agency, over your
Yeah.
own incarnation. Yeah, we can't blame anyone. So you specifically,
Mhm.
that just brings me right into your territory, which is BIPOC healing, Black, Indigenous
Mhm.
people of color, and the Black community.
Mhm.
And you have created this sacred space that you hold for that
Mhm.
specific community. I know why, but why did you choose that specific community? And listen, this has nothing to do with any other community like you're,
Yeah,
we don't wanna
not
work
at
with
all.
you or something, but yeah, it's not even about that. But
Yeah,
what is so special about this community aside from, "This is my own community"? Because, see, we're all human souls here, right? We're
sure.
all on the
Yeah,
planet,
all
in this
connected. There's love
incarnation.
everywhere.
Yes,
1000%.
yes. But
Yeah,
this is our community, and I want you to talk to how important it is and why you zeroed in on BIPOC healing.
yeah. It's one of those things where as soon as I had my first ceremony and realized and then I started having more ceremony and me always being the only Black person, the only person of
Yeah.
color in a lot of these healing spaces. It's not like you can't get your healing done. That's not true. I mean, I did a lot of great work in these settings, but then I reached the plateau of just like, oof, like you're really healing in a space uh, that doesn't know how to hold all the shit that you got. And it's not like bad shit. It became very clear that, maybe after my ninth or 10th ceremony in these spaces where I was the only one, that I was unconsciously holding space for all of these white people and their trauma. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. You know, I don't have time for this. Like it
You're
was getting
so
in the
funny.
way of me going deeper. And so when I reached my plateau, I talked to the facilitators that I was working with, loved them. I still work with one of them quite often. Um, and they were honest. They were just like, listen, like we can't give you all the things that you need. Like we don't know how to do that. And they were very honest about it. And I'm like,
Wow,
wow,
that's good,
thank
that's
you.
good.
And so then my search was, okay, now I need to find a place where Black people are doing this. Like, where are the Black people going to heal like that? They're out there. I would say the first place to start, California. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
But whatever. But they're all literally all around the world. But this is where I found my space. Um, and so for me, I knew that this medicine that is, I like it's from many indigenous lineages that are from, the Amazon. And I call them, these are our cousins. This is our cousin's medicine. Great. Love them so much. And you have to honor the fact that this is where this particular medicine came from, but it's for everyone.
Yes.
But I knew early on that as soon as this medicine hits the Black community, us, we are going to evolve it into our own shit. This is just what we do. We're gonna black it up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And it's very important for Black people to be in a space that feels very safe for them to really be as vulnerable as we need to be in order to move past the shit that we had. Um, and it's hard to do that when you're in a space full of white people. It's just harder. It's just harder to do it. And healing shouldn't be, I mean, healing is already hard sometimes because you're working through your own stuff. But I needed to create a space that makes it as easy and safe and comfortable as possible for Black and brown bodies. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And so it's nothing against white people. I love you guys so much. You guys, they're doing their own work. Great. They should. And also we need to do our own work separately. And there is a time, as you are evolving in your practice and your journey, you will feel very comfortable doing this work with everybody in the room. But if you're just starting off and this shit is very brand new, it makes it easier. It just makes it more accessible and makes it feel like, oh, like, I'm in a room with all of my people and it's okay for me to put all my stuff on the table and not feel any shame or feel like I've got to hold back or blah blah blah, whatever it may be. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love all people, but I need to work with my people in
Yes.
this particular setting. That's just it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
okay. We deserve you. And we thank you, and I love the fact that we can black it up.
Well,
We are s Yes, I love that we can black up some stuff. This is what we do.
we always put a little bit of our flavor. We gotta season some.
Yeah. Yes, it's what makes us so unique and so beautiful. I love that. So I want to talk about integration because
Mm,
that's so very important in my experience with the plants. Integration became very important to me. And I would say, that's kind of like going to therapy, right?
yeah, yeah,
You're doing some integration there. But, it's like the plant medicine brings you to the door, but
mhm,
integration kinda carries you through that door. So in a really lived experience, what does that mean for someone that says, "I want to try plant medicine," and maybe they have this false illusion or understanding about this is where it's going to end. Whenever I sit with the medicine, all things are going to work. Everything's gonna be healed. And integration healing begins after the ceremony, in my experience and in my mind. What do you feel about that integration, and how do you integrate?
yeah,
How do you
yeah. Integration is really where the work starts. Doing plant medicine, ayahuasca specifically, it's not like a shortcut to enlightenment. That's not it. It really brings people into a deeper relationship with themselves, with the truth of themselves and the people around that you, and with kind of what you've been carrying or avoiding. So it really lets you know where all of your pain points are. And at the same time, it could really also let you know, hey, you're actually on the right path, this, that, and the other. And it's it's why, like, it gives you this guidance and instruction in such a well packaged way. It's almost unbelievable that you can receive it all. uh, I've heard people say this, and one night in ceremony is like 10 years of therapy. Like, the amount of knowledge and wisdom that you get is very real, and it's in your container. Your body remembers all of this. And the integration, and integration is basically life after ceremony. That's when you're actually putting all of these things into practice. Um, and that can be a little jarring,
Yeah,
because what I like to tell people who have never experienced life after ceremony, especially your first couple of ceremonies, a lot of stuff is going to uproot. The things that aren't supposed to be there, the people that aren't supposed to be in your life, they will go. And they will go in ways that you might not be able to feel like you can cope with. But this is the medicine. That's the journey. Now you're realizing, okay, you wanted to come and you wanted to really work on your truth. The truth is, where you're going is not, you're taking a detour. You need to make a right instead of this left. And so it can get a little uncomfortable. Your shit's gonna come up. And it's I think the first thought that you have is just like, well, this is not what I wanted. This is
right.
not at all. I
Exactly.
remember the first ceremony that I did. This is when I had my spiritual death. This is the second ceremony. I was told, "Oh yeah, you're gonna lose your job." And I'm just like, "Excuse me? I don't even have any money in the first place. I need this." What? And I'm just like, "Nope, I don't want that." And that's exactly how it happened. I literally got home the week after, boom, and I was just like, "Oh shit." But I was also told, "It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine." And I was. I was just like, "Wow, this is the best time of." It was like summer break, but as an adult. And I'm like, "Oh, like, okay." Like, it was certainly uncomfortable to have lost the job. I lost some friends. That's fine, because in the back of my mind, you kinda know who you're rolling with, and it's just like, "Hmm, I think our friendship might have an expiration date, and I'm not quite sure when that is going to be." But once I did the medicine, I'm just like, "Oh, it's now. This is it."
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the people who aren't supposed to be in your life will see themselves out, and the people who are will find their way to you. And it's 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 wild to talk about. When I was going through it, I'm talking to my friends who have no idea. Like, okay, you did this wild medicine, you came back straight up crazy, just like dropping all this, like, and then this is gonna happen, and then this, and they're just like, okay, calm down. And then fast forward, boom, all of those things they happen. They happen.
Mm.
And so it's not me, it was just me remembering that sometimes, like, this intuition was activated. I know
Yeah.
now this is not for me. I should not be doing this. Like, it's so clear. Like, I'm not second guessing myself. My decisions
Mhm.
are not made hastily. Like, I know. You want to do this? Nope. You want to be my friend? Nope. All of and it's
Yeah, it's
because
good.
I'm very clear about where I'm going, and I know who I need in my life. I know what I do not need in my life. So the integration is where the work starts. And it's important to be able to have someone. I mean, we go through integration together. We're doing that
Yes,
now.
we do. I love it.
Yeah, there are days when you're just like, oof, this is it. Life is great, blah, blah, blah. 2 days later I call, girl, I'm
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
over this. But this is you working through your stuff. And it's important. Yeah.
Very important. That's very important. I was just actually having a conversation with myself about the ebbs and the flows. And I was just really kind of locking ass with my ancestors, like, this is a lot. Okay. And I know y'all get it because y'all been here before. Right.
Hmm.
So it's the ebbs and flows. And I think that we have to be prepared for the ebbs and the flows too.
Yeah.
One of the beautiful medicines that I have just so grown to love and that
Hmm.
appears to have called me out of the blue. Like, all of this is happening to me out of the blue, honestly, because I would not be likely to do this. I lived a lot in fear and in a belief system that was kind of created for me. And so that's what, the Fear to Freedom Project is all about. Like, when I went to live in Panama for a year, that's where everything happened for me. So I'm like, I cannot wait to get back out of the United States, because a lot of awareness and my consciousness expanded there. A
Yeah.
lot of supernatural things happened and my ancestors were like very that's where they that's where they showed up for me,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
have not left. So I really love that, but I find that, the plant spirit of cacao. I cannot say enough. I'm gonna start probably doing some solo work about that on my podcast about cacao. I really
Yeah.
believe that everyone,
You love
everyone
cacao.
I do because she loves me and it is a medicine that will help you. It's like your mother holding you, honestly,
Mhm.
through this integration, this work that you're doing, even if it's not with plant medicines. Everybody doesn't have to sit with ayahuasca or
Right.
iboga or bufo or combo. Like, you don't have to, but the beautiful plant of cacao, I just believe that whatever integration you're going through, whatever life you're experiencing, she helps you with ease to understand it, to become more aware of yourself, to connect to your soul, yourself, to connect to the land from whence it
Mhm.
comes, to connect to community, to have gratitude.
Wow.
And yeah, I
Love it.
yeah, I can't say enough. I just got 3 pounds of it in the mail, and I couldn't wait. I actually was calling the tracking company, like, "I see that it's
Where
at
is
the
that?
Charlotte facility." Yeah, yeah. It should be at my house, at my door, and it did come. They were like, "If it doesn't come this day, let us know." Like, I'm like, people. So I do like that that plant has called me because it
Mm.
has done a lot to and for my life just in this short amount of time. So, do you serve cacao at your ceremonies? Would you consider integrating cacao into your ceremonies?
Yeah, so I personally haven't served it. I have been in ceremony, meaning as a participant, and it has been served. So I understand the beauty in the relationship of the two medicines, and it's it's nice to be able to understand that each of these medicines has a very specific relationship to each other, um,
Yes.
that you don't know about until you've tried it. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm not out there saying that, "Ooh, you should go take a boga and then mix it with ayahuasca." No, no.
No.
There are certain things that you should not be mixing it with,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
and so um that takes a lot of education, and knowledge to understand which medicines don't prefer each other and which medicines very much prefer each other. Cacao marries very well with ayahuasca. I do see myself offering that in the future
Good.
via you as a facilitator.
Yes, good because I love her.
That's not my lane. I stay in my lane. And so, I mean, I really like to work with facilitators who have very personal relationships with the medicine that they work with. And if it's not something that I'm just like, yeah, like me and Cacao kick it and we kick it, but not as much as y'all. Like y'all keep
No.
key.
Yeah, yes, we do, Kiki, girl. Listen, I love cacao so much, and I am in a facilitator, practitioner course right now, and
Hmm.
that happened to just yeah, nothing is an accident. It's all synchronicity, but it's
Yeah.
like, she's like, "Yeah, yeah, you need to facilitate this, like, get ready," you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, "What? Like, what?" And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's a beautiful course and I love it. And yes, I have all intention of sharing Mother Cacao with everyone because I believe
Mm,
that she marries well with everyone. It's like your mother, honestly, bringing you home to yourself. And it
mm,
creates, the intention is to bring your awareness to self-love to me.
yeah.
Everything starts with self-love. So all right. So
Yeah.
yeah, I could go forever and ever, but I am gonna, center my podcast around me talking about her now. I don't know how that's gonna show up, but it's gonna be great.
It will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be in your view, I want to talk about like some misconceptions. Like what is the
Mm.
most misunderstood part of your medicine work?
Wow. That's a great question. What is the most misunderstood view about my work?
So let me see what I can like trigger something in you because I thought, first of all, I thought that you could possibly lose your mind. Like it could like
Okay,
reality could
got it.
take you somewhere so far away from reality that you could not get
Yeah.
back. Also, there is this misunderstanding just from me listening to others that
Hmm.
this is something that is like witchcraft. That is something that's negative.
Oh,
Like this
yeah.
this thing, like why are you sitting around and you're
Hmm.
going to a healer? What makes this person a healer? This person is delving into the deepest, darkest parts of,
Mm.
I mean, shit,
Yeah,
we're living in the deepest, darkest parts, like right now
for sure.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay, yeah, you're now turning on a lot of light. I think one of the biggest things when it's not like I'm going around talking about, oh, this is what I do, everybody. But the people who know me and who have not and they have no interest in trying this medicine, which is fine. Like it's not for everyone. That's the first thing that you should know. This medicine is not for everybody. You come to it if you are called. If you are not called, don't come. That's it. You come when you're invited, and you'll know what that is. But a lot of times people are afraid of, yes, losing their sense of reality. And because, you can do research and you can watch YouTube videos of, ayahuasca gone wrong. A lot of those reasons why those cases might go wrong is because, if you have a history of schizophrenia or maybe bipolar disorder, you know, in your family line, that is something that I would not recommend this medicine because it ayahuasca will turn on a light that cannot be turned off. When you're doing this medicine, you do need to be able to have a clear line back home to this reality. And it doesn't pair well with certain, mental conditions. It just doesn't pair well. So that's the first thing you need to know. And I think, one of my really good friends, she does have history in her family of schizophrenia. And I'm just like, yeah, love you so much. I don't want to serve you medicine like that. And she's not interested in it. It's just not her calling. And then the talk of witchcraft, sure, yes. You hear this a lot in the Black community. Love us so much. We have our history and roots and beliefs in certain things. But my response to that is, what were our ancestors doing before we got to this country?
Yeah.
What were they doing, before Christianity?
Yes.
We were doing quite well before
Yes.
all of this,
Before
okay? And
colonization.
so we had our own rituals and traditions and things that, the colonizers would consider witchcraft because they
Yes.
don't know about what we know about. I mean, this work that I'm doing it's become very clear after doing my own like ancestral lineage research. This is stuff that my family had been doing for generations. Generations. This was already in my DNA. And so I just remembered this is the shit that we can do. That's great. So it's just you have to remember who we were before all this other shit happened. Before
Yeah.
slavery, we were cool. You got to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, we
And
have
so
to lean into that.
everything that we were given in that time, sure, we had to lean into it and we had to hold on to this thing, these ideas and beliefs. And I'm not saying throw all that out the window. You do you, boo. Like I'm whatever, believe what you want. But you also have to, you can't deny, I hope you don't deny, who your people were before all this.
Yeah.
And once you tap into that knowledge and you get that technology, that wisdom, that understanding, it's not witchcraft. It's like remembering stuff that has been passed down and now you have it. And it's just that easy. And it's not
Yeah.
like I'm speaking in tongues or casting, like it's none of those things. It's like
Yeah.
my ancestors are here. I know how to talk to them, and it's not like you have to go into a room and light 20 candles and dance to the north. It's none of that shit. It's literally like you're praying. Why don't you talk to your ancestors?
Sister. Yeah.
You pray all the time to God. Why don't you pray to your ancestors who have done this life before and they have this knowledge but you got to be able to listen. They're there. Our ears aren't on. Just listen. You got to be in a quiet space and understand that you are not walking around this earth by yourself.
No. And that
We never
I
have
am so
to.
grateful for. I really am. We gotta be grateful for this, that we're not
Yeah.
alone because, Yeah, I've felt alone a lot of times, and so now I know that I'm
Yeah,
not. But yeah, you gotta use your ancestors. They are waiting, and they're not just gonna impinge and infringe and just
yeah,
encroach. They're not gonna encroach. Just let you know that you need to call them
yeah,
or they're
yeah,
just watching. They're watching. They want so much to help with guidance, and so yeah, yeah, just
yeah,
talking to
that
them
part.
like yeah, because sometimes I have not been nice up in here, to whoever is listening to me. I
Mhm,
have
mhm.
been like, "What the fuck is going on?" In
Yeah,
this
and
life,
that's
in this
okay.
yeah, what? And it is okay, and I feel so loved and supported whenever I'm
Mhm,
going through all of that, like, "What the fuck?" I feel so loved and supported, and I feel their presence all around me, like, "Yeah, we got you, we're holding space for you, and
mhm.
it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, it's not even what you" and then I start to get a different point of view, you know? I
Yeah,
start to look at things and see things differently, and the teaching
yes,
and the learning starts to come, but Gabrielle, I'm open for it. I'm leaning into it, I'm
yes,
not resisting it. I was fighting, but what you resist persists, so I'm not
right.
resisting it anymore. I'm leaning into, okay, show me like, okay,
Yeah,
it's almost like a freaking treasure hunt,
yeah. And I think with that, like, leaning into it, I think what I've experienced with a lot of the clients that I work with is, you know, they are open or wanting to be able to get some guidance or support, but they're having a hard time trusting what they're hearing. How do I know that
Yes.
what I'm hearing is something from my ancestors or a guide, or it's just something that I'm just thinking, like a
Think yeah.
fleeting thought? How do I know what the difference is?
Yeah.
That takes a time to really, you really got to do that deep inner work. And a lot of times you have to be in a space where you are able to rest and relax the nervous system and calm the mind and really, and some of it's trial and error. Sometimes I have had a thought where I'm just like, I'm not sure about this. Years ago, I'd be like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm going to do it because this is a thought I had. And then it turned out that actually that was not really what was like that was, nope, wasn't for me. But what I've learned now, and this works for me every single time, is that if I am unsure of what to do, first of all, if I'm unsure of what to do, I don't do shit. I don't do anything. I don't
Yeah.
move if I'm confused. I don't make any big decisions if I'm feeling like I'm unsure, I don't do anything. I don't make any big decisions. I can't promise you'll see Friday because I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. So I don't make any decisions. But I know a decision is right for me when I think about it and it feels good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of time people are scared to feel good.
Yeah.
If something that you are wanting to do feels good every single time you think about it, that's the thing you should be doing. And
Yeah.
that's it. If you feel uncomfortable about it, I know there's sometimes where like, ooh, like I'm, dating someone and I'm like, I get uncomfortable or I kind of don't want to talk to this person on the phone. That right there is me letting me know, dude, this ain't for you. Like
Right.
I want to be excited when I'm talking to people. I want to be excited about the decisions I make. I want to be confident. Like I move. My dad always used to say, Gabby, you follow your happy. I always follow my happy. If I'm not happy in thinking about it, then I'm not going to do it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how clear it is for me. And it has never led me wrong. Granted, I
Yeah.
mean, I might have lost a friendship in the process of doing this thing, but in the end, I'm looking back on it, I'm just like, "Oof, like that relationship wasn't for me anymore."
Yeah.
Or this experience, whatever, insert thing here. It's really learning how to trust yourself, your mind, your body, like all of these
Mm,
things are working together.
yeah.
Mm, and that's the process. But that is something that I learned doing the medicine. That is something that I learned.
Yes, yes, trusting
Yeah.
yourself.
Trusting, you
That's
have to.
yeah, you have to learn to trust yourself. That's something that I had the questions too, like, after the spiritual awakening and then the ancestors
Mhm.
showing up and everybody's talking and I'm hearing stuff and I'm like,
Mhm.
"I know this not me. I already know because I know me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Yeah.
make this shit up. I am smart.
Yeah.
I am a very smart woman, but I am not this fucking clever. I'm just not. To be able to I'm not. You know, I wish that I was, and we probably like, our ego tells us that we're that clever, but I'm not this clever to make up the things that are
Mhm.
happening and the things that I hear and,
Yeah.
yeah, the experiences that I've been having. Yeah, I'm just not that clever, and so I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. But, yes, learning to trust yourself, right, is something that's so important. I believe in that, and I'm still learning to trust myself every day, so I thank you for that. What's next for you, my love, my sister?
Yeah. I am in a season of deep creation. I call it I'm in the cave and I'm cooking. So I am yeah, I am in hard focus mode. There's been some work that I've wanting to develop for years. Things that feeling of just like you got to do shit and you feel like you don't have all the tools and then you realize, "Oh, actually I have all the tools. I've always had
Yeah,
all the tools."
yeah.
And so I am now developing a body of work that is rooted in rest and resilience and embodied self leadership. Uh, yeah, so that will be launching probably in the summer.
Mm.
Until then, I am cooking and uh,
Good.
focused so deeply on that. I'm excited, a little nervous because it's just like, oh, this is the thing that I know that I need to be doing,
Mm,
and now I have to do it.
mhm.
So excited, those little butterflies in the stomach, but good. I'm in a really good space.
Well, that's good, and you're not alone, you're gonna be supported. You are supported, and yeah, because of your intention, it's going to
Mm,
be great. It's all working out, it all is gonna work out, and this is
mm,
the work that you have come here to do, so know that whatever you're doing, I'm definitely there to support you and to cheer you on. Whether being on the sideline or mixed in the pot. I
a
am
little bit of
there
both, my
to
friend.
yes, I'm there to support you. I really love you and I appreciate your work, your your dedication. We have to talk about that too. Like
Mm,
this is not easy work to do or to facilitate. It's not easy to like hold space for an entire community of people that
mm,
have been, that's living behind a veil,
yeah,
that has blinders on, and so, I honor you and I honor your work so much. So, yeah.
keep saying that.
Well, I am gonna respect your time. I could be here all day with you chit-chatting it up, but I'm gonna let
Same,
you go
same,
back and do all of the creating you can do,
same here.
and, I like to ask all of my guests who come here, what are you most excited about in life right now?
Oof. I am excited to watch my thoughts turn into things. That's it.
Love it. Well,
That's it.
that's it. That says a lot. That speaks volumes to me. I love that. Thoughts turn to things. Remember that
Yeah.
to the listeners, thoughts turn to things. So think about what you're thinking.
Yes. Ooh,
What
think about what you're thinking. Okay,
Yeah,
go
you gotta
on,
always
Jesus.
think about what you're thinking.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
my last question is, what does moving from fear to freedom mean to you?
Wow. Moving from fear to freedom means, I mean, it's like you're stepping outside the box. You then can do. whatever it is that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Or something that you create, and freedom is something that we've always had. So, I mean, it's a big sigh out. It's the big relief that everyone's been waiting for. And so, yeah,
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's the big
yeah,
exhale, you know?
yeah,
All right. Well, this
yeah.
has been such a beautiful conversation. You are always welcome back to the Fear to Freedom Project. I love you so much. And
I would
yeah,
love to come back once I've launched all the things that I'm launching.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we could talk about all those things.
Yes, we're going to talk about all those things because I mean, I just believe that people deserve a chance
Mm,
at their incarnation, a true chance, like, not to
yeah,
live behind the veil, and because actually, Earth is changing. The veil is becoming so very thin that,
mm,
even if you don't wanna see, you're going to see that is different, however you get there, whatever road you choose to
yeah,
travel to get there, we're all, on the same journey, actually. We're all going to the same place, so
yeah.
don't rush it. Take your time.
Thank you.
And for my listeners, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Conscious Connections. And I hope today's conversation reminds you that healing is not always about doing more, yeah, or fixing more or becoming
Mm,
something new. No, it's more about remembering who we are before the forgetting. Before the
mm,
fear came, before the separation came, before we learned to distrust our wisdom that's in
mm,
our own bodies and that's in our lineages. So, whether or not ancestral medicine is a part of your path here, that doesn't matter. The invitation remains the same to study your life, to master yourself and to cultivate right relationship with your own body, your community and the living world around you. Whenever it gets to be too shaky, put your hand over your heart and breathe and calm your nervous system down. I think that's going to help a lot. Be sure to subscribe and like and share this episode with someone that you love. Leave us a comment and tell us how this resonated with your soul. We'll be back. You'll see us again. All right. Thank you, my sister Gabrielle. I love you so much, sister.
thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Yes,
Talk to you
peace and
soon. Thank you.
yes, yes. This is where fear ends and freedom begins right here at the Fear to Freedom Project. Peace and love until the next time, family.